Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Ko-shi. So yeah, looking at their team there, looks to be very strong and well-balanced. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I've been using the past few games here. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is a good question. I think we're gonna go with the Mismagius in this one, actually. Seems to match up relatively well, and we'll see how that works out. Alright. So, there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Glamora, which is kind of as expected, so that's not too bad for us with the Mismagius lead. So we could definitely try to set up on this thing knowing that it's probably just going to set hazards. We do have the Sash, so we know we can survive any attack as well, so I think we're just going to go for the nasty plot right out of the gate here. We do outspeed, so we are going to go ahead and get that +2 special attack right away, which is nice, as this thing is just going to go for a Stealth Rock, get that entry hazard set up on us. So now I say we definitely go on the offense here. We're just going to go ahead and fire off a Shadow Ball, which should probably take this thing down to a Focus Sash if it has it. Usually they do, so there's the Shadow Ball. And actually, no, it doesn't have a Focus Sash, so that's just going to go ahead and one-shot the Glamora outright and knock him down to 5, so that's pretty incredible for us, and we get to keep our Focus Sash intact on the Mismagius. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Cerule Edge. So this thing is more than likely going to Shadow Sneak us here, which is fine. We do have the Sash, so we're just going to go ahead and fire off a Shadow Ball here, as it does go for the Shadow Sneak, and that is going to knock us all the way down to the Focus Sash with a critical hit. I don't know if that mattered or not, but either way, we are going to survive thanks to the Focus Sash. We are going to go for the +2 Shadow Ball in return, and it is going to actually go ahead and knock this thing all the way down to a Focus Sash, which it does have. So that's a pretty interesting turn of events. So we know the Shadow Sneak is coming. That much is obvious this turn. So we could actually save the Mismagius for later. It's not super useful at 1 HP, but we do have a very obvious free switch here into the Mouse Hold. So we're actually just going to go for that. Because if we can get a free switch in and save the Mismagius, even as fodder for later, that might be nice. So we're going to go ahead and switch in with the Mouse Hold, as we do take some Stealth Rock damage, and this thing does go for the Shadow Sneak, because it has to, not going to affect us, obviously. So we do get in with the Mouse Hold for free, which is nice. Now, we do have a little bit of a choice to make on our hands here, because we could definitely get those Stealth Rocks off the board by doing a Tidy Up. However, if this thing stays in and attacks us, we are going to go down if we do that. So I say we have to play it safe here. We're just going to go for a Bullet Seed, as this thing does stay in. So we go for the Bullet Seed, and that's obviously going to be more than enough to finish off the Cerule Edge and knock him down to 4. So that's not too bad for us. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to go ahead and bring in response to face the Mouse Hold, and it is going to be the Gallade. So we should be outspeeding this thing unless it's choice, which it may very well be, because he did bring it in like this. I kind of don't want to lose Mouse Hold like that, so I kind of want to switch out. We could just switch in the Mismagius as fodder. It will go down to the Stealth Rock. So I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure, because we could get, if this thing outspeeds us, we know it's choice, so maybe it's worth staying in just to know whether or not it is. That's a tough call, actually. No, you know what? I think we are going to save the Mouse Hold for later, so we're just going to go ahead and switch in the Mismagius as fodder to save the mouse hold. We can probably assume this thing is choice unless it makes a move otherwise. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Mismagius. We are just going to go down to the Stealth Rock damage, which is fine. That's going to go ahead and knock us down to 5, as this thing is going to go for a Sacred Sword. So obviously not going to hit because nothing's there. So if we assume that this thing is choice locked into Sacred Sword, we have some good options to face this thing down. I think the one we're going to go for is actually going to be the... I think we'll do the Slither Wing, actually. So we'll go ahead and come in with that. And so we do take some Stealth Rock damage here. So I don't expect this thing to stay in because I think it's probably choice. So we're just going to go ahead and go for a U-turn here, as this thing actually does stay in, reveals that it's not choice, and goes for a Psycho Cut, gets a critical hit, and actually takes out our Slither Wing, knocking us down to 4. So that's actually a very unfortunate turn of events for us there. So yeah, that's not good at all. So let's see. Now what do we want to bring in to face this thing? I think we could bring the mouse hold in. I don't know if we can... I feel like we can one-shot this thing with Population Bomb on the mouse hold. Do we want to take that risk, though? That's the question. You know what? I think we could make a safer play here and go into the Gyarados. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll make the safer play and go into the Gyarados. So going to come in with that, and we do take the Stealth Rock damage, and we are going to get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack, which is nice. So I can't imagine this thing would want to stay in at this point unless it has some kind of coverage for us, but even so, I don't know if we want to take another risk like we just did there, because that definitely did backfire. So we're going to play it safe this time and just go for the Waterfall here. It actually does stay in, outspeeds us, goes for the Night Slash, not going to do a lot of damage, as we go for the Waterfall in return, which will knock this thing down to about a quarter HP, as we do get some HP back there with the leftovers. So based on that damage, we definitely can take another attack from this thing. So the question is, do we want to take this opportunity to set up? Do we? I think we do, actually. I think we go for a Dragon Dance here because we know we can survive, as he actually goes for the Psycho Cut this time. We do survive in the yellow as we go for the Dragon Dance here, and that's going to go ahead and get us a +1 attack and speed, which is nice. So we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and now we definitely should be outspeeding this thing at +1. So I don't want to risk whether or not we can survive another attack, so I don't want to get greedy, so we're just going to go ahead and fire off an Earthquake here in case he decides to switch. He goes for the Protect, which is interesting. So he's going to go ahead and scout us, as we do go for the Earthquake, obviously not going to hit him there. So then we do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is going to put us up to about almost half. So I am actually very tempted at this point to go for another Dragon Dance, because based on the damage we've seen thus far, unless he crits us, I think we actually do survive another attack from this thing. So the question becomes, do we get greedy? Do we get greedy, or do we not get greedy? And as much as I want to, I can't get greedy. So we're just going to go Earthquake again. And so he does stay in here. We go for the Earthquake. That's definitely going to finish off the Gallade and knock him down to 4. So we are also going to get some more HP back with the leftovers. That will put us back up to about half. So yeah, that is pretty good for us. We're sitting in a pretty decent spot here with the Gyarados. So we'll see what he wants to bring in response. And it is going to be the Azumarill. So that's kind of fine, actually. We can't really afford to play around with this thing, though. I think we definitely just have to Earthquake this thing, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So we do outspeed for sure. Going to hit him up with the Earthquake at +1, and that's going to knock this thing all the way down to about a third HP, but it does survive, unfortunately. Go for the Play Rough, and that's definitely going to be enough to finish the Gyarados off and knock us down to 3, as this thing is going to get some HP back with its Shell Bell. So now we have an interesting choice to make here. how do we want to handle this is the question. I kind of want to come in with Mouse Hold. I think we should be able to take an attack from this thing if it goes for the priority. How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? Yeah, I feel like Mouse Hold's the best choice at this point. We don't have the best of ideas, but we're going to come in with the Mouse Hold, take the Stealth Rock damage. As much as I want to go for the Tidy Up, we really can't do that right now. So we pretty much just have to attack this thing. We could Bullet Seed, but I'm actually going to want to go for a Population Bomb just in case he switches, I think. So he stays in, we go Population Bomb. How many times are we going to hit? That's 1, 2, 3. All we need is 3 hits to go ahead and finish the Azumarill off, and that is going to knock him down to 2. So Mouse Hold is doing some stuff here, which is what we wanted, so that is pretty nice. Since it hasn't been doing a lot in these games thus far, it hasn't had much of a chance. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Scissor, which is obviously bad news. So I think, what do we want to do here? I think it is worth saving the, probably worth saving the Mouse Hold, or is it? That's the question. So if he goes for the fighting move, and if we try to switch to the Magnezone to catch him off guard, and he goes for the fighting move, that could be real bad news for us. So I think we probably just have to stay in here with the Mouse Hold, unfortunately. I think the best move we got, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. I think we just have to try and get some chip on this thing. So we're just going to go for a Thief here. As we do outspeed, he stays in. We go for a Thief, which is going to do some chip to this thing. He does go for the close combat in return. That's going to go ahead and destroy us, unfortunately. And yeah, that will take out the Mouse Hold and knock us down to 2, as he does take some defense drops off of that. So definitely glad we didn't try to switch into the Magnezone, because now we're going to go ahead and come in with the Magnezone. So I don't exactly know if we're going to outspeed this thing or not. We do take some Stealth Rock damage, but I know one thing for sure, and that's we definitely have to Terrastalize right now. So we're going to go ahead and Terrastalize the Magnezone, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Terra Blast Fire. That's our only shot right now, so there's no question in my mind that that's what we have to do. So we're going to go ahead and do it. So there it is, the Terra Fire Magnezone coming in. And so he does actually outspeed us. He goes close combat, but thanks to the type change, that is not going to do nearly enough damage to us. He takes another round of defense drops, as we are going to go for the Terra Blast Fire here. And at max special attack choice specs, that is definitely going to be enough to get rid of that Scissor and knock him down to just 1 Pokemon. So that is pretty great for us. His last Pokemon, I believe, is going to be the Meowscarada. Yeah, so this is going to go ahead and come in, and so this could definitely still be a huge problem for us. We do resist the Flower Trick, which is great, but we kind of just have to go ahead and go for that Choice Specs Terra Blast here and hope we can take an attack. He actually goes for a Dark Pulse, which is really interesting. We do take that very well, knocks us down to about a 3rd HP. We go for the Terra Blast Fire in return, and that will be enough to go ahead and one-shot that Meowscarada outright. And that is game. Alright, so we're going to win that one 2-0 versus Ko-shi. But that was actually a really good match. Very close, pretty competitive. And yeah, I think pretty fun game and pretty solid game all around there. Alright, so that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.